You know, what I wish I knew before I came here, and I couldn't know this beforehand, though, is I wish I would have came here sooner than I did.
Oh. How about you, Sir James?
Well, like I said, I'm off and on with the military. I have so much time in the Philippines. It's like a second home. I would say the only thing that I never experienced during my previous travels that I experienced here is the level of the tampo of a Filipina.
No, I don't know. I don't know
anything.
about
I don't know
that.
as much about them as we do.
Yeah, what I only know is permission, not permission. What I only know is permission.
And one other question. What do you think about UFOs?
No, it's just only an imagination.
Okay.
Oh.
I believe they are man-made and probably end up talking about that.
What's up, fam? Welcome back to Bobby's Angels. Am I your ride or die in this wild world of Bobby's Angels? So today we have a special privilege of interviewing our special, the most interesting man. We have here Gary and Sir James and me, Sharon. Alright, so without further ado, let's jump right in. Alright, Gary, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
How about you, Miss Sharon?
I'm fine. I'm doing good.
Oh, how about you, sir?
I'm feeling fine. I'm feeling privileged to be next to Miss Sharonlapulapu and Bobby's girlfriend.
Alright, so here's my first questions. How long you been here in the Philippines and where you from?
I am from Washington, D.C., and I've been here off and on about a year.
Alright. How about you, Gar?
I am from originally from Wisconsin and Minnesota. Lived in Minnesota for a while, and I've been here in the Philippines this time since November 5th.
Alright. You, Miss Sharon?
I'm originally from Lapu-Lapu City.
Wow. Okay. So, is it fine if I am going to what's your job before?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, so,
What's my job?
yeah, what's your job before?
Before, well, I had three main jobs. I was in the Air Force, and then I went to college, and then I worked at the United States Post Office for 10 years, and then I worked for a financial planning company for 14 years. And after that, I had a job at the VA regional office in St. Paul, and that's the job I retired from, and I was there 6 years.
Oh, okay. How about you, Miss Sharon?
I was working before in one of the company in MEPSA here in Lapu-Lapu, but yeah, sadly because they need to reduce the workers, so I am one of that.
Yeah, I worked there before also. Yeah. We're assigned to the supply department.
Yeah, but I was working before in the place where there's a fabric.
Yeah.
I mean fabric company, and then we making like a little chair for to put it in the for to design on the house, and also we made also a Christmas balls.
Oh, okay. How about you, sir?
Yes, I'm retired military, and I'm retired federal service for a total of 40 years within the federal government and military service.
Oh, alright. So, this questions is from Bobby. So, you first, Gar. With your extensive military service experience and knowledge, particularly with work at Pentagon. Did you work at a Pentagon or no?
I don't think I did. Maybe.
All right.
I think you're asking the wrong person.
Oh no, yeah. Sorry. Maybe you can answer to this.
I've never been to the Pentagon yet. But maybe I did. I don't know. Who knows?
Oh, all right.
It's possible.
Yeah. But I guess you can share your thoughts about this. What is your perspective on identified aerial vehicles or UFOs?
What do I think about UFOs,
Yeah.
unidentified flying objects? That's something that I really have not given a lot of thought to. Let me think. What do I think about UFOs? I guess they're out there. I really, that's
Is
a
it
good
like
question.
real or
Do I think UFOs are real?
yeah?
My honest answer would be no.
No?
I don't. I think they're probably man-made, and they're probably, like, for instance, that balloon that floated over the United States last year that China sent across, that was a UFO at first, and then they identified it. I suppose it's possible that there are unidentified flying objects.
Oh. All right, so I'm gonna ask this to Sir James. All right, sir, with your extensive military service experience and knowledge, particularly with your work at Pentagon, what is your perspective on identified aerial vehicles or UFOs?
I believe that most of them are man-made and sometimes experimental aircraft that we are, for instance, when we first came out with stealth fighters, and strange-looking bat-winged bombers, people thought they were UFOs at night because we kept them, low in the desert and low sites, and people thought they were UFOs. I don't think they're UFOs because we would have had some kind of communication by now.
All right, so do you believe they are a product of classified military programs, or?
I believe they're man-made and probably end up talking about that.
Oh, all right. All right. So my next question is, are you, this one for you guys first. Are you affiliated with Freemason? And if so, could you share the degree to which you've attained within the organization?
What's the question?
Are you affiliated with the Freemasons?
With the Freemasons?
Yeah.
I am not affiliated with the Freemasons.
What's Freemasons? I don't know. This is Bobby's
Do
question.
you know what the Freemasons is,
I have
James?
no idea. Is that a question for Bobby?
Yeah.
Freemasons.
I will Google it later.
There is such a thing as the Freemasons. I don't know what they do. I just know the word
Oh, all right.
Freemasons, but that doesn't mean anything to me. But I don't know if I either support or not support them. I'm neutral in the middle. Yeah. What do you
Okay.
think, Sharon, about the Freemasons?
No, I don't know.
You
I don't know
anything-
about
you know as
that.
much about them as we.
Yeah, what I only know is permission, not permission. What I only know is permission.
And one other question. What do you think about UFOs?
No, it's just only an imagination.
Okay.
Oh,
Now we had to get that clear.
imaginations. All right.
So that's just an
You
imagination.
heard it from Sharon
Yeah,
Lapu
you heard that from me,
Yep,
Sharon.
Yeah.
Sharon, and I want to say, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
All right, so here's my next questions. In your view, do some individuals possess a sixth sense or extraordinary mental capacity?
I think maybe, yeah. I think some people do, maybe. Yeah, I think, because I got a buddy that lives in Reno, and he knows everything that I'm doing and what I'm thinking. He knows it before I do. And as a matter of fact, he tells me what I should do.
Oh,
So he must have ESP, because he can see the future.
oh, it's like
Jimmy's always trying to tell me, you should do this, and you should do that, and you shouldn't be doing this, and you shouldn't be doing that. And these people are talking about you, and those people aren't, he's a friend.
yeah. All right, I'm gonna ask Sir James about it.
Yes, I have some experience in when I was in high school of a kid we thought they actually came out and took him away because he had the ability to finish a sentence before you did. And they came and got him, and we haven't seen him since.
Oh. All right, so could you share, guys, with us one of your fondest childhood memories?
One of my fondest
Yeah.
childhood memories. That's another good question. Well, okay. When I was in first grade, I missed like almost 3 months of school because I had the measles. And when I came back, was Ron Riley and I can't remember the guy's. His last name was. These two guys came running out and welcomed me back to school, and they were both in the special needs class. But out of everybody else in the school, they were the only two people that came and said that they missed me and welcomed me back.
Oh.
So that's one of my fondest childhood memories.
All right, so how about you, Miss Sharon?
Me, it's just like playing with friends.
Oh.
Playing with friends and classmates and going to swim on the sea, and it's nice to have
Not the river.
yeah, see, and it's really nice when you were a child. And me, I really would like to go when I was a child because less stress. You just only play and you don't think everything. You don't think any problem. So and less stressful. I want to go back to be a child.
How about you, Sir James?
I think my fondest childhood memory was when I was in Florida, and we lived next to an orange grove. You know, Florida is famous for oranges, right? And we would go over there and steal oranges at night. They knew we were coming, and they had pellet guns. You know, they would shoot us with pellets. They wouldn't try to kill us, but they sting. But the trick was to catch us, you know, and they were waiting for us, but we always found a way because the orange grove is so big and so many trees, they can only cover so many at one time. And my fun was stealing those oranges and running while the pellets are shooting you and hitting you in the back, but you keep running with a bag full of oranges, and then we would go in the woods and sit down and eat them, you know. And then the next night, they're waiting for us, and here we come, you know.
Question is, how old would you be if you didn't know your birthday? I'm gonna ask Sir James first.
If I didn't know my birth date, I would say I was 58.
Oh, why?
Because everyone thinks I'm 58.
Oh. How about you, Miss Sharon?
I think 18 because they don't believe that I am 42.
Oh. How about you, Gar?
I'll go with 58.
Oh.
It's a good
58.
number. I don't know, but I'd say probably 60, 61, 62, somewhere in there.
Alright. So, like my colleagues, they told me that my age is like 18. 18. Yeah. Yeah, but I told them no, it's not. Alright.
Are you 25?
26.
26.
Yeah. Alright, so, Gar, how living in the Philippines have changed you as a person?
It's made me appreciative, that I'm grateful for where I'm at in my life, that I was able to put together a retirement that sustains me to the point that I don't need to work, and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that I'm able to come here and experience the Philippines. I've learned a lot about another culture and how life is here versus the U.S. It's made me grateful.
How about you, Sir James?
Well, the Philippines has always been like a second home to me because I was stationed here off and on, you know, during the 80s with Clark Air Base. So being in the Philippines to me is like a stress reliever. I don't worry about guns, people shooting at me, drive-bys. I don't have to go to 7-Eleven and somebody come in and rob it, and I go through that, you know, the stress of frustration, you know, being in the most powerful country in the world, but the most dangerous countries in the world at the same time. I don't have that feeling here. I go out late at night, I even get drunk, walk home. I'm not so concerned as I wouldn't do it in the States for one thing, but yeah, for me it's a stress reliever and make me feel younger and enjoy life more over in the Philippines.
Oh, alright. So, Miss Sharon, nowadays, what would you teach your daughter? Nowadays, that's different from the past that you wouldn't done back in the 1980s.
Like old school, because now it's very the technology is very high tech. So and but I think for the old before, I think it's really nice to teach to the new generation now. Yeah, but so far I don't want to. I don't want her to experience the how you call that how hard life before, because I mean the hard life before is the education, because the education before is very different now. So that's the one thing that I don't want her to be back on. Before was the education, because the parent before, they prepare their child to work rather than to go to school. So the situation now is different. It's opposite because mostly of the people now, they prepare their children go to work, go to school, go to school rather than to work, because education is a very important. Not like on the last generation before. Yeah.
How about you, sir?
I would more or less agree with Miss Sharon. It's almost similar for me. I appreciate, the things of life and the things that were more cultural in the past. And present, even being a parent is kind of difficult with the technology change and the people around you,
All right. What are your thoughts, Gar? Nowadays, what would you teach your kids? The different, like, nowadays that's different from the past that you wouldn't done back in like 1980s.
Well, my oldest was born in 86. No, wait, 89, 86, 85, and then the last one was 95. So my youngest is 30. And it was a different world back then. Like Sharon and James were saying, we didn't have the internet and we didn't have social media. So life was a lot simpler back then. And like the time I'd spend with my kids was hands-on time, and we did things. We didn't sit in front of we'd go to the playground or build stuff or read books. And if I were raising kids today, I'd try and keep it that way. I would definitely, back in the day, well, we really didn't have a TV. TV wasn't as popular back then because we only had like one or two stations to watch. But they limited the amount of time that we could spend on the TV, and there was none of this taking your phone to bed, and it was. So I would probably put some sort of constraint around how much technology they used, when they used it, and try to encourage them to be more social and get to know other kids and spend time outdoors doing things rather than watching a phone.
Yeah.
Amen.
True.
It was a different world back then, and asked that question about what you're grateful for as a child, and that got me when I listened to you two. I thought, I'm just grateful I grew up when I grew up. That whole experience was like right out of the Leave It to Beaver, or, it wasn't perfect like that, but it was just a wholesome time. A lot of stuff, it was just a simpler time,
Yeah, because before here in the Philippines, we don't have electric stove. We just only make a fire, and if the fire is gone, we just.
That's the other thing too. My first visit here to the Philippines was in 2016, and I know James can say this, talking about being here in the 80s. This place has changed night and day just in the 8 years that I've been coming here. Everybody's got a cell phone and their heads down,
Kill themselves.
Everybody's busy on the phone.
Yeah, but now you cannot make a conversation even if you are face to face because busy on the phone. That's the thing.
That's it.
And if you ask to your child, can you take water? No, always still.
All right, Miss Sharon. What advice would you give to someone considering a similar move, like moving here in the Philippines?
Okay, my advice is if they don't want to make a research, they just come over here, and so that they will experience and so that they will know what kind of Filipino life they have here. To experience the life of Filipino people. Because if you don't come over here, you don't experience. So come over here and experience in your own self.
Yeah.
And discover and know our culture and our tradition.
All right, so how about you, Gar? What can you advise?
My advice would be to check your expectations and attitude. Leave that behind. I would say come here with an open mind. You have to remember that you're moving to a different country and try to fit in. Things aren't going to be the same here as they are in the U.S., and you can't expect them to be the same.
Yeah.
Or in any other country for that matter. It could be Australia or London, England. It could be anywhere. You have to come here with an open mind. I think that's probably the most important thing, for me anyway.
How about you, sir?
Well, I always believe in preparation, so do your research and learn the custom, the culture, the laws, and where you fit in, and remember that you're always a visitor. Okay, you're not Filipino. So when you experience the nuisances, what I call them here in the Philippines, that make you want to pull both ears out, you just have to say to yourself, it's the Philippines.
Yeah.
And that's it.
You are alien, even if you have your permanent residency, but you are still alien here in the Philippines.
What do you miss the most about the US, and what do you appreciate most about the Philippines?
What I miss the most right now is, because I don't have one, is a car.
Yeah,
That's what I miss. I miss not having my car, because I like the freedom of driving around when I want to. So that's what I miss the most. What do I appreciate about the Philippines? I know more people now than I do. I've met more people in the 5 months that I've been here. Doug, James, Lyle, Steve, Alan. These are all people that I've met, and when I see them, I can talk to them and have a conversation with them. And it's like I've gotten to know these people. And I think what brings us together as a group is that we're here. And we're here sharing a common experience. So I think the best thing about being here is just the people I've met since I've been here.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's one good thing.
I hear that from a lot of foreigners. How about you, Miss Sharon? What do you appreciate here in the Philippines?
No, I appreciate, but not a lot, because I know the behavior and the attitude of Filipino people. There are good and there are bad. So I'm not surprised. Because even if they are talking in front of you, but when you left them, they will kill you behind your back.
How about you, sir?
Well, I miss the 4 seasons. I like every once in a while there's some cold air at night, to get up early into a frosty morning. And here you get up to sweat. You have to go out 5 o'clock in the morning, and still, you take a beating, but not a big one. And I appreciate the Philippines because, Gary said, you meet foreigners here, but all the differences that we had in the States, we don't bring them to the Philippines. We come here for peace, tranquility, and relaxation, and no stress, no drama. So when we see and meet each other, we just meet each other as friends from another country who glad to see each other because there's so few of us, and appreciate each other. And, we bring our little world together, and we don't experience the differences you see in the U.S.
About the food in the US, you don't miss the food?
I miss the food, especially my grilled cheese sandwiches. I'm not sure where you get your cheese from here. I haven't seen many cows, but I miss those and certain food. But if you get once you adjust, you just got to adjust. And there's some good food here. You go to a Yala Mall, you go to a Seaside Mall, and they have international cuisine, but you just can't sit in one area and then complain about the food. There's variety out there. Costs a little more money, but if you want it, you pay for it. That's just the way it is.
Oh. Do you eat balut, Miss?
No,
Alright.
never. I don't like balut. Never.
Okay, so
Even there will be somebody who give me 50 pesos for me to eat balot, no. I'd rather to give you back your 50,000 pesos.
How about if I give you 1,000?
No. No way.
Tell you what, James, give me 1,000. I'll for $1,000, I'll do it.
1,000 pesos.
I thought you meant U.S.
Because Gary, I had a friend of mine. She doesn't eat also balut, but her friend forced her to eat balut, and it was no electricity. So she said, "Okay, I'm gonna eat balut. Try." But when she bite it, the light will come back.
they cut off the light.
I would take that balut, I'd open up my mouth, and I'd just pop it in there, and down it'd go.
Alright, so my next question is, what's one thing you wish you knew before moving to the Philippines?
What's one thing I wish I knew before I moved to the
moving.
Philippines?
Or coming here?
What's one thing I wish I knew before I came here?
Yeah.
What I wish I knew before I came here, and I couldn't know this beforehand, though, is I wish I would have came here sooner than I did.
Oh.
Because once I got here, I realized that I should have came here sooner than what I did. I came here first time was 60. I was 60 at the first time, but so that's what I have learned since I've been here. If I could change one thing, I would have came here sooner.
How about you, Sir James?
Well, like I said, I'm off and on with the military. I have so much time in the Philippines. It's like a second home. I would say the only thing that I never experienced during my previous travels that I experienced here is the level of the tampo of a Filipina. That goes into the stratosphere. You hear about it, but you say it can't be that bad. Well, yes, it is.
All right, so I'm gonna hear Miss Sharon's thoughts about like tampo.
Okay, tampo is just, it depends on the situation.
All right.
Okay, if you treat people good, okay, there will be no problem. Okay, like because Filipina woman sometimes feel jealous. So it depends on the situation. But there are some Filipina people that their tampo is not take a longer time. Okay, so if you are staring to other women, so it can be your Filipina woman.
So hello Bobby's Angels viewers. So by the way, this is the continuation of the interview with Miss Sharon and Mr.
Gary and Sir James.
Yeah, and we do apologize. It's because our devices got freeze. And of course, we're about to share with you guys our side about being tampo or grouchy or being this pleasure. So how about you, Miss I? What is your opinion about tampo?
Tampo. Alright, so here's my opinion. Like when we were young, we're used to like don't talk back to your parents if they were like upset, because it's kind of disrespectful for them.
Yeah, exactly. Even you are right,
Yeah.
so you better shut your mouth.
Yeah, and then I guess when we like grow older, we're used to that. Just keep your mouth shut. That's why it's hard for us Filipina to if you have like American partners, because they can't understand our culture. Yeah, because they're not used to that.
Yeah.
So it's like for them, that's what they call tampo to us, because we just keep our mouth shut. We don't want to offend them actually.
Exactly. And at the same time, we used to not to talk back when we get upset. It's because we are more aware of what they feel. Because, some women also, like for example, if they get mad, they talk back. So they will, what do you call this one? They will express themselves. Since they are mad, they will say anything bad to that person, right? So they hurt their feelings. But for us, for some Filipina, we choose to keep quiet. It's because we don't want anybody to hurt them, right?
Yeah.
Because we don't want to we don't want to experience that way as well, right?
Yes, you're right.
And there's a lot of things why some Filipina get grouchy or being grouchy, right? For example,
before that also, Miss M, like if you're upset, you can't think straight.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why better keep your mouth shut.
Keep your mind. Yeah. You're right, Miss I. It's because if we get mad, we can say anything what's running on our mind, right? Even though we don't mean it, right?
And to answer your question, Miss M, it's like if you're what's this word again?
Being grouchy.
Yeah,
How do you express yourself if you are in tampo? If you are tampo.
I'm in tampo. I am like when I am like it's not like when I am cleaning. It's like you're carried to someone is like what do you call?
You cared less.
Yeah, carried less.
Yeah,
but just that time.
Yeah, because as Filipina, we used to be like super duper clingy around to our man,
Yeah.
right? And then we're acting like a baby. But when we get tampo, it's just we don't care. And then if our partner will ask us, "Oh, did you eat? Are you hungry? Are you okay? Whatsoever," and then our reply is
Just a short reply.
like, for example, okay,
Okay.
yes, yeah. So, yeah, how men can identify if their partner, women, will get tampo? What is the sign?
The sign, all
Yeah.
right, the sign. It's
Because-
like they're so quiet.
Yeah, quiet.
They don't want to have conversation with you.
Exactly.
And what else? Can you add more, Miss M?
Yeah, the first, you're right, being quiet, and then I guess the second one is being cold. Yeah, coldness. They will show you, we will show our coldness. Like, for example, the distant, right? The
Yeah.
distant. And then how men is being tampo.
Can
Do you have any idea? Yeah.
how man? Maybe first they need to like. It's hard for like, we have different cultures, and then
exactly.
they're not used to that culture, so maybe just understand each other. Or,
Yeah, and I guess apology, right?
Yeah, apology.
Asking sorry and
Yeah.
whatsoever.
Yeah.
I guess that's the number one, right? Sorry. What else? Give some.
What else?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe they can talk like, oh, just don't act like crouch. If you want to like speak what you feel or what you're feeling, just talk to me maybe.
Yeah,
but
speak
just
out.
just make sure that the tone of your voice, it's
Yeah.
not like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
but
being
I don't know,
calm,
Miss.
right?
Yeah, I don't know, Miss M, because when you're upset, you can just like hold your.
Yeah, me too.
You can hold your.
Well, it happens all the time, you know. Well, we're just human, we're not perfect. We used to, like, for example, when we get mad, we speak out what we feel, right? And sometimes, as Filipina, we can express ourselves too, right? It's
Yeah,
because
yeah.
of-
Sometimes I don't know why, but yeah, that's the way it is.
Yeah, so that's why if we cannot express ourselves, and if we're not, the small things, if we want to make it, what do you call this one? Like, we don't want to make it big deal, so
Big
we just,
deal.
Yeah, we just choose to.
Yeah, like
Silent.
If you're going to just keep your mouth shut, it's like the arguments. It's not just like.
Just small things.
Yeah, just small things. If you just keep your mouth shut, so like some people, they're going to make it a big deal.
Big
So
deal.
some of them they were
Yeah.
like separated.
Yeah, separated. So that's women
So-
culture. As
So I guess it's better if you're going to tampo.
exactly. So yeah, that's as a Filipina women. That's our nature. We always do tampo. Like if we don't like these things, or we heard something, or we misunderstood something, yeah, tampo. Tampo.
Yeah, that's it.
yes.
All right, so that's it, Miss M.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's our pleasure to have Sir James, Gary, Miss Sharon, and of course my
My
trusty sidekick, Miss M,
Yes.
to have you guys here on Bobby's Angels. So thank you, guys.